if it is a politician or somebody who is heavily behind fighting for queer people to lose their rights, yeah, out them. I encourage it.
Where do we draw the line? What if they like attend anti-gay protests but like don't have any
out those people too.
What if they don't have any real power?
They do though. I don't think a fucking 18-year-old kid that plays football that is closeted gay.
But those kids are also the people who grow up to be incredibly vocally anti-gay.
If you have a platform, you're contributing to the harm.
Even if it is acceptable to out certain people, what that says, especially to young, closeted queer people, is your queerness can be weaponized against you.
That's already a thing, though.
By queer people, too?
Yeah, Nazis are pretty f***ing gay.
Yeah.
Lady in the Trans podcast. Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science. Science will solve all the problems. That's the trans agenda.
Because trans people in science gonna save the day.
Solve the problems with us. With science. Science, bitch.
To my trans agenda, I'm returning trans.
Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to another episode of The Lady and the Trans. Except this time, we're doing The Lady and the Trans Debates.
Yes, Lady in the Trans Debates.
That's what we're doing. I'm a lady named Chloe.
I'm a lady named Laura.
And we are here to debate whether or not it is acceptable to out conservatives because they're being shitty towards queer people. Yeah?
I think this will be a fun topic because I have personal experience with this.
I think it's going to be interesting. Before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment.
Leave a comment, like, subscribe.
We love comments.
We love them.
You can email us, ladyandthetranspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Or you can follow our Patreon.
Yes, come check out our Patreon.
Super duper lit. We play games of Magic. We do Get Ready With Mes.
Yes.
Where we tell personal stories. It's where Laura puts her spicy ballet stories that have been requested from some people.
Yep, so I'll tell my crazy stories from my career, 10 years doing that. We just told the story of how we became friends and wanted to get ready with me.
That's true.
Yeah, we have bloopers that
Personal
we put up there.
Bloopers.
Fun, random conversations we normally have together.
Are there fourth dimensional beings?
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Just weird shit that blows your mind.
I've started uploading my notes that I take.
Chloe does a lot of research for our more like in-depth things. She's more of a like school type person. She's good at homework and she's really good at note-taking. Her handwriting's tiny but still legible. And it's very impressive. But yeah, she started uploading the notes she takes for...
And as I find more of them and make more of them, I will upload more of them. Yeah, if you're interested in any of that stuff, we post at least one of those things per month on there. And we will be so happy to have you. And we're super duper 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 grateful to all the people who are already there. We literally love you.
Yes.
You're paving the way for us to leave the day jobs.
Yes. Or the shitty night job.
Or the shitty night job. The whatever time we have a job.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah. Well, are we ready to begin?
Yeah, let's
the debate.
Fucking argue, bitch. Oh,
ding ding. Fight Bill.
Right?
Would you like to start the debate? We can take turns. It'll probably just turn into a conversation.
So yeah, I mean,
go all over the place. We already recorded one of these, sort of.
My computer died and didn't save any of the audio, so
so it would just be an audio-less thing.
We'll redo that one day. I'm also just burnt out because we got through the whole conversation and my shit died.
Yeah. If you would be interested in a debate about what were we debating?
It was whether or not it's okay to make fun of somebody's appearance.
Yes.
Like, read them, drag them when you're, talking shit about their character.
So if you'd be interested in us debating that, please let us know. Because we were going to put it was going to be this episode. The episode you're watching right now would have been that. But obviously, didn't happen. So we will still do it if y'all are interested. So, should we out conservatives?
Okay, so this is my take on it. I think yes and no. It depends on the person and the situation at hand, right?
You can't take both sides in a debate.
No, because there are sometimes...
Yes and no.
I think if it is a politician or somebody who is heavily behind funding, fighting for queer people to lose their rights, and someone has hooked up with them or knows that has evidence that they're like, yeah, out them. It shows their hypocrisy. You've chosen your side, which is fascism and bigotry, because you hate yourself and it is harming a group of people. I think that's perfectly fine. I encourage it.
Okay.
I wish more people would out DL like conservative politicians and tech bros and whoever else is behind all this bullshit. Like, I think it's a positive thing. It makes it so they can't hide from themselves publicly anymore. And I feel like if you hate yourself so much that you're willing to harm people who are being themselves and you feel like you can't, and it makes you angry, so you're going to go out of your way to harm that group of people, I feel like, fuck you.
Okay.
I feel like when you're trying to fuck with somebody else's way of life that isn't harming anybody because you hate yourself and identify yourself in that, you've now lost any right to somebody not telling that secret. No one owes you that anonymity. Like, because how are you going to, like, sign bills and shit and, like, push for legislation that, like, harms this community, but also in the dark go and fuck these people?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, if you're gonna be in the closet about it, at least don't get off. Like, don't be fucking, you know? You don't deserve no ass if you're, like, one of those people. That's what I think. Yeah.
And you don't think that a culture of... You don't think that if we pick and choose when it is acceptable to out people, that it could cause additional outings to happen? If it's like a socially acceptable to out people because you personally feel like they're harming people, then...
I feel like everyone would agree they're harming people if they're passing laws.
Yes, but also, like, where do we draw the line? Like, at what point does it stop becoming acceptable? Like, what if they, like, attend anti-gay protests, but, like, don't have any...
out those people too.
What if they don't have any real power?
They do, though. The power from our politicians are the people that back... that's why Trump is, like, doing so terribly right now, because he's lost his base.
Right.
You know? Like, I don't feel as... Like, I'm still stressed, you know? Because we're about to get hit with the fucking aftermath of everything.
Yeah.
But, like, people aren't supporting MAGA. The Republican Party's kind of scattered. They're trying to rebuild some version of the Republican shit and get rid of Trump and replace them with J.D. Vance or Tucker Carlson, whoever. I don't know what their plan is with that.
Who knows? Who cares?
But, like, right now they're weakened, so I'm a little less stressed. But I know, like, when people aren't supporting them, it diminishes their power, you know?
So I came to this debate with 3 stories
Okay.
that I researched.
Okay.
We'll start with the one that happened in the year 2000. There was a teenager. He was 18 years old. He was a high school football player. He was found in a car having sex with a boy, and they were drinking, and the police caught him. And the police were like, don't you know this is a bad look? Don't you know that this is unacceptable? We're going to tell your grandpa that you're gay.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
And even before they told him, just the fact that they threatened to, he killed himself.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't condone situations like that.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But this also is the type of person who attends those protests.
He's a kid.
He's 18.
Yeah, that's still a kid.
Okay. Then I'm going to jump to the 2013 example.
Okay.
There was an aeronautical physicist named Dr. S.A. Ann Vanderbilt.
Okay.
She was a closeted trans woman.
Oh, okay.
Who was working on creating a golf club.
Okay.
It was like a high-tech, new age version of a golf club. And it was like starting to get off the ground. People in very rich conservative circles were like really starting to buy into this concept. An interviewer who wanted to do a special story on the golf club and the creator of the golf club did this like deep dive research interview, accessed medical record, just found out all this stuff, discovered that she was trans, discovered that she hadn't told anyone that she was trans and was still passing herself off as a man to all these people because golf.
Yeah.
men.
You can't be.
Yeah.
Though, I just want to say, my mom used to golf with this lady who was a trans woman, and she had transitioned later in life. She went by the name Bobby. I don't know if she just kept her dead name, because it's kind of like a
That's
gender neutral
yeah.
old lady name, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, she played golf with all the fucking old white
Yeah.
conservative people, and she like went to a nice country club and everything, and my mom said she was really nice.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
usually are.
Yeah. She was also white, though. I feel like golf is a really racist sport.
Yeah. This
So-
is a white woman
Yeah.
who nobody knew was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So this reporter, this interviewer, discovered that she was trans, and in order to do, quote, due diligence, went to the lead investors in her golf club and told them
That's
that
crazy.
she is a trans woman.
That's insane.
This happened in January of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
In October of 2013, she killed herself.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
We're in agreement on this.
So how do we know
Mm-hmm.
when it is okay to out people? If it's okay to out some people, it's okay to out everyone. If you create a culture where it's acceptable to out people, you create a culture where it's acceptable to out people.
So I will counter that argument with people on that side of the political ideology, people that are like transphobic or homophobic or whatever, they're already outing gay people and either getting them killed or outing trans people, getting them killed, causing them to take their life.
Right?
You get what I'm saying? I don't think a fucking 18-year-old kid that plays football that is closeted gay, those cops, I hope they fucking killed themselves after that. They probably didn't.
I'm sure
Fucking
they didn't.
pigs. That's so terrible.
Yeah.
But like, that's terrible. That kid could be some dumb little kid that thinks he's MAGA. Even you're a dumbass kid. You know what I mean? You're a dumbass kid.
But those kids are also the people who grow up to be incredibly vocally
I give you-
anti-gay. You know, when does it switch to being acceptable?
I give you grace until you start becoming an adult and you just
When do you decide? But legally, that's 18. Legally,
you're still a
he
kid.
was an adult.
You're still college age. When you start being like 22 years old and up, like I put it depends on what you're doing with it. If you're just some dumb kid that is like, whatever, I think this dumb thing, but you're not really causing a big commotion in the world.
But how can you say that you're not causing a big commotion in the world? What if you're very
Are they-
vocal online? What if they're very vocally anti-gay? What if they're bullying?
If you have a platform, yeah, you're contributing to the harm.
So everyone has a platform.
No, but if you have a
It's
big
2026. Everyone has a platform.
if you know what I mean though, if you have a big
What's the number?
It's definitely not having 500 followers and they're all kids that you went to high
Right, but
school with.
at what number does it become now it's okay to out you?
I think if you have I would say like even at our level and up, but like on my personal accounts, like I've got 10K on Instagram, I've got like 16 on TikTok right now. If I started spewing anti-trans shit, anti-gay shit, and I was a closeted gay or trans person and someone outed me about it, I deserve that because I'm, that 10,000 people and 16,000 people, that's a good amount. And I think the higher your shit is, the worse it is. Like, I think the bigger the platform you have, the worse it is. An example, what's his name who got outed as bisexual? Steven Crowder.
Oh, yeah.
I always think his name is not Crowder, but I think it's Crowder, right?
I truly don't even know.
I called him Steven Chowder on the episode
Yeah.
about that we
And
did.
a lot of people left comments
and
about
everyone was laughing. They're like, Steven Chowder. And I'm like, honestly, it fits better, right?
it. It makes sense.
But he is a piece of shit too. Like, this is the thing. Like, when you're a grifting, like, right-wing fascist like that, there was video footage, I believe, of him that came out where he was being abusive to his pregnant wife, putting her in like, there's like something in like cat litter that like can like harm pregnant women or like the fetus or whatever. And she was like, hey, like, I can't change the cat litter. Can you please do it for me? And he was like, no, I don't fucking feel it. Like, just berating her. And they had a like Ring camera that was like up in their like backyard or whatever. And it got fucking leaked online. But like, I feel like there's a lot more that comes with like, if you're a person that has like power, especially on a larger scale, and I feel like most
How do you
people
define power?
you have a platform of people that listen to you and you're influencing a lot of people to, do fucking harm.
So that's just like anyone with more than 1,000 followers?
It depends on what.
Because that's like most people.
This is what I'm going to say. I don't even know that numbers matter. It's, how there are people that have an account where it's mostly people they know. They might have 1,000 of people they've collected over 10 years.
Right.
That's not really having a platform, but like if you have 1,000 people of people that follow, like have a parasocial relationship with you and follow you and are a fan of the stuff you're saying, when you have like some sort of crowd control with your platform, but especially if you have a big platform, I don't care. There was some politician, I'll like pull up the person's name and like the state they were from. There was some state representative from like one of the southern red states who was, I don't know if they were a closeted trans woman or just like liked cross-dressing or what it was, right?
Oh, that was what's her name's husband?
No. This was a different story.
This was a different person?
This was somebody who was a pastor and also a politician that was like very anti-gay and trans and like very vocal about it.
They're
Spreading hate.
always gay.
This person got outed. Someone posted photos of them cross-dressed. And if I'm wrong, we'll correct it on the screen, but I'm pretty sure that person killed themselves after. But like, they were doing harm. They were passing laws that were actively getting the community killed. I don't feel bad about that. I know some people are going to be like, you're a piece of shit. I don't care. I don't feel bad. But I believe karma hits people in a certain way.
Yes.
And I don't think we're making rules about like, is it okay? Like, people can do what they want. Like,
right.
If somebody has dirt on a Republican politician or like what right-wing grifting like podcast bro and they wanted to like out that person, they can. No one's stopping them. You know what I mean? But also that side does it more. And it's actually harmful because it's everyday people that are afraid that their parents are going to beat them or disown them. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Or rape them. That happens to lesbians a lot. Like family members, I know that is a common thing within lesbians where like male family members will rape their like, daughter or like niece or grandkid because it's like, nope, you got to be set right. Like, so they kill themselves. Like they're already putting people in those situations, Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. If you're a bad person and you're actively doing harm to the community, I think it's fine. I'm not going to side-eye the person that outed them.
Right.
And this is the thing. If they really wanted to, like, grow a pair, they could, like, own it and then maybe go to therapy about it and just start living as themselves and let go of all that anger. But, they don't. But
also, every single one of these people, every one of these people who grows up and does harm and has a platform and has power and passes these laws and does these horrible things. Every single one of them started as a closeted kid who was punished for being queer.
And I understand that.
And every single one of them starts in a place where, like, if they were outed at the wrong age, they would have killed themselves. And they all, with the right direction, with the right culture, with the right world around them, could have become a happy, openly queer person.
Mm-hmm.
I also just don't believe that you can ever say for certain that it's too late for someone. I think, there comes a point where it's like, if you truly want to be accepted, you're going to have to really fucking make amends.
Mm-hmm.
But also, every single closeted queer person who's writing laws about hating queer people has suffered at the hand of queer phobia. Some kind, whether they're queer or not, they have been punished for behaving outside of the norm, right? In some way, whether they're a man who was a little bit effeminate one time and got made fun of for the rest of their life. Like, I think there was a time where I was a closeted transphobic, homophobic, Republican, Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And that lasted until I was in my mid to late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a time during that time that I had what you might argue was a platform where I had a bunch of people who looked up to me, mostly because they had seen me in like films or they had watched my web series or whatever. I had 100,000 followers on the account that I deleted as my dead name self. I was progressive on some things, but I was very wrong on some things. And if someone had outed me before I knew I was trans, if someone
Yeah.
had found out I was trans somehow and outed me as trans, and I had not yet accepted that about myself, I probably would have killed myself. And I would not be here today.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a lot of situations where people are, they're walking the line. They're wavering the world between harmful and accepting themselves.
Yes, but this is my thing. I think there's a big difference between being progressive on some things and being a little confused on some things. Like, I've seen accounts of people that are like, for example, there's this kid that left MAGA like last year or something that started making like anti-Trump shit and
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, I was wrong, you know? And I don't trust people like that, especially if they have a big following and they're making money. I just kind of disregard. One of my mutuals got into a little bit of a like argument with him online, her and one of her friends, because he said a bunch of transphobic shit. So he's still very transphobic, trans exclusionary in his views. And my whole thing is that kid is young. He has a platform, but he's also like, he's not, right now he's fighting the fascist fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
He's young. And just some of the stuff he said was like, it wasn't like, oh, trans people are like just men and he wasn't going on like that kind of a rant. From what I know, he just kind of said a couple of things that were like very not great, and he wasn't responding well to feedback, but he's also being progressive in some things. Like, that kid isn't like getting on there and like trying to find a new Republican Party, and like it's not Nick Fuentes.
Right.
If someone outs Nick Fuentes and he kills himself, I don't care. I think it's probably for the best. I don't give a shit. Like, you know, there's it's age
Everybody
too.
knows Nick Fuentes is gay.
Yeah, no, except for Nick Fuentes somehow. But like, my whole thing is these people are getting the community killed.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting these people killed. Like, especially after you're past a certain age, and like, also if you're still like, because there's a difference between kind of being in the middle of shit. I was like that for a while too, you know, but I also wasn't like, yeah, Trump and like get rid of the immigrants and criminals and, you know, all the trans people should die. Like, you know what I mean? There's a difference between like calling for violence and just being kind of a dumb, confused younger person on the internet. Like, I'm sorry, Ben
I don't know
Shapiro.
that there's that much of a difference.
There is though.
I mean, there's a difference in like effect. But I don't think there's that much of a difference in, because it's, look, we live in an age of algorithms. We live in an age where people can so easily become radicalized, where you can harbor one tiny belief, and after a few weeks, you've been fed more and more and more crazy shit until you're out there saying the scary shit. And some of those people, I think, can learn that they're wrong. I've witnessed it happen. I've seen some of these people have to walk back and be like, I was so wrong.
So this is another thing to consider about that. Yes, people can do that. But if you are Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder or fuck it, just any of them, you get paid a lot of money to be against your own community.
Right.
Even if you do realize you're wrong, how do you turn back from that? Because especially this late in the game, this was a different game 10 years ago too.
Yeah.
Things weren't as polarized. Things weren't as scary for people. We were talking about this with the Ariel Scarcella episode we just did. If she figures out she was wrong, it's gonna be really hard for her to turn around, and I don't know that she will, because how do you turn that around?
Yeah, at a certain point.
She's already done so much harm.
Yeah.
The only way people could even like sort of tolerate thinking she's all right is if she spent the rest of her life trying to undo what she did. That is a big thing. And that's an out lesbian.
Yeah.
That's an out There are people that know what they are. Blair White's trans, Buck Angel is trans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
fucking
yeah.
Ariel Scarcella is gay. Dave Rubin's gay.
Yeah.
Like,
Potentially ContraPoints and
yeah, and yeah, she's making a weird pivot right now too, which why would you make a
why I
pivot to the
left
right right now
left.
for
Like,
money?
What? Why you
Okay.
left the okay?
Okay, well, you're 10 years too late to
Yeah.
jump on that train and make your bag, but whatever.
Stacey K, comedian girl, doing the same shit. I'm
That
like,
girl
ugh.
was so hot too. I was so disappointed. Yeah. She was really pretty. I used to
Yeah.
like watch her shit. I'm like, she got a hot, and then she got all weird.
She's
But
so
like,
weird now.
white bitches, it's always white bitches, I swear to God. But
Really.
like, and then Candace Owens, whatever.
There's always one.
I just feel like, sure, they can change, but when you have built a platform and you have made that kind of money and you are tied to dangerous people, you can't just turn around and go, I was wrong, because you're not going to be received well.
But no, I mean, no, you can't just do that. But like, do you think there's a path to redemption at all for these people? Do you think there's any path to redemption?
I think early on, yeah. Here's another example.
You don't think if you like got them into therapy and didn't allow them to hold public office for a while and had forced them to hang out with queer people and just had them like live a normal human existence near queer people?
How do you live a normal human existence around a group of people that you tried to have killed? You can't.
I mean,
you can't
it wouldn't
turn
be
back.
easy.
You can't turn back and do that. And this is the thing I love about you. You're a very empathetic person and you have more of it than I do.
Yeah.
And I think it's a wonderful thing. And I feel like my heart has grown a few sizes being your friend. I'm a little less of a cunt now, but like also I think sometimes
And my heart has shrunk 2 sizes.
yeah, which I think you needed. I think
A little
you
more
needed.
of a cunt.
When I met you, you were a 31-year-old, 13-year-old girl or whatever we were on the
Yeah.
age, and it's like, you can't give too much empathy to some people. And I think I get what you're saying. I just don't believe people that have done levels of harm like that. You can't
Yeah.
just turn around
yeah,
and go, oh, oopsies. That's why, like, the fucking pastor that got
Yeah.
outed, that person had a choice to just be like, oh yeah, I'm trans, but I'll still be a piece of shit Republican.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you know what, I'm switching side. No, they pussied out and killed
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
Like,
But what it comes back to for me is even if it is arguably, I'm not saying it is, even if it is acceptable to out certain people, I think what that says, especially to young, closeted queer people who might be watching, is that your queerness can be weaponized against you.
that's already a thing, though.
Yes, but by queer people too. Like if one side is saying you deserve to die, and then the other side is saying if you're like us, you should die. Like then you're like, I have nowhere to go.
I want you to
I have no community left.
This is the thing, though. It's a lot of other queer people that, okay, the cop story you told me, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my own story
Okay.
of a closeted gay guy
Great.
that I was in a relationship with who was, he was more like moderate in his views. It was kind of the weird libertarian thing where like some of his views, like we would argue about politics all the time. I don't know why I was dating him. That was when I was in my like, I don't know what I am in my life thing. I don't
You
even
were
know.
healing from a lot of shit.
I was a dumb bitch, but like.
You were healing from being in child prison for years of
Yeah.
your life. You know.
I was.
We all
still.
cope how we have to.
This person in particular, he was
Which is my
ex-military.
argument this whole episode.
So this guy, we're going to call him Josh.
Okay.
Josh was ex-military. He was kind of like a sad gamer dude. All of his friends were guys he played Call of Duty with that he was in the military with. Like, he didn't really have much of a social life. He grew up in like trailer park trash in like outskirts of the valley with his family out here in LA. Like, his upbringing was rough. Like, I'll give him that. I feel for the guy on that level. He was cheating on me with men, and specifically the highway patrol. Like, I'm not kidding. He was when I said fuck the police, that's not what I meant. Like, the jokes write themselves sometimes in my life. But like, the cops in your story, bitch, the cops in your story something I know of men that, I'm not saying this is all dudes that are like in the military or like cops or like security, but I think there is a type. Somebody made this TikTok the other day. I need to find that TikTok. If I can find it, we'll tag it. I feel like I can't. But this guy said a lot of really straight guys that are, it's like, really want to be cops, or like they are cops, or like they're obsessed with the military. It's not that they want to be that. It's a lot of the time they want to fuck cops in the military
Yeah.
because it feels like an authority. And then when
They
you
wanna be
join that,
around
you
them.
have an authority man over you. It's like submissive dudes that want men to tell them what to do. It's like kind of their way of working out their closeted, like, you know, romantic and sexual attractions
Right.
a lot of the time. I'm not saying this is all, I don't have any studies on this, but like I've experienced it myself. He was in the military for 5 years, hated the military too. He'd always be like, I don't regret like serving my country, but also there was so much fucked up shit about the military, like whatever. And then like, you know, while we were together, he like kind of jumped around different jobs. He worked security at a bar I bartended at. That's how I had met him. But like, I remember like kind of towards the end of our relationship, he started talking about like, maybe I've always kind of just wanted to be a cop after the military, like kind of want to get into that, you know? And I'd always be like, dude, don't be a cop. Like, and this was like this was during 2020 when like,
Ooh.
and I was just like, ooh, this
Before
is icky.
or after?
Before, during, and after.
Ugh.
And so it was,
I just saw that cop kill that black guy. I kind of want to do it.
yeah, or like his takes on shit like that would be like, well, like this is the thing, like sometimes it's wrong, but like sometimes like really just like that person drew a gun first, or like he'd always try to make these like, we would just get in arguments. I'd be like, whatever. And like yeah, it came out he was sucking a lot of dick behind my back. Like photos of like older leather skin ass cops. Like, and I went through his email, like, and I'm not the kind of person that's like go through someone's phone, but like we hadn't been having sex for months, and like he's the only guy I'd ever been in a serious relationship with that wouldn't even let me put a finger in his butt. He got real weird about it. I'm like, oh, but like the fucking highway patrol can run a train on you, okay? You know, like there were a lot of weird things like that. And yeah, I went through his email. He had been doing it for years, every relationship. He even admitted it to me after I had called him out on it and broke up with him. He was like, I've done this in every relationship. And then he started seeing, he had called me fucked up one night trying to get me to get back together with him. I was like, I'm seeing that therapist, and she thinks that like, she agrees with me because like he went through some sort of like childhood trauma, and was blaming his like homosexual attractions on that. And the therapist was agreeing with him because she's probably also a homophobe. And this is the thing, like, I don't think he should be like outed to fucking everybody. You know, like, I'm not gonna get online and like fucking tag his shit and like whatever. I hope he figures out that he's bisexual, maybe gay. I don't really know how he actually felt about me, but he's at the very least a bisexual. I hope he figures that out and is at least honest about it in the future. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't condone, like, and he's, you know, he's a dumbass that's kind of like, he probably hates Trump now because he was also never like super, super alt-right like that.
Yeah.
But like there is something to be said about like the cops in that story. I bet you anything they were probably closeted, and to like
they probably jerked off to that incident later that night.
The idea of like queer people, like, yeah, a lot of the time that's exactly what it is.
But I would like to point out that ex-boyfriend's justification of police killings is the same logic that you're using to justify outing queer people. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. They drew first.
Because this is the thing though, every
argument first blood, not me.
No, this is the thing though. Every argument he would like try to use, he'd show me weird video things that didn't make sense, and I'd be like, you're delusional. Like, they busted in Breonna Taylor's fucking house for no fucking reason.
In bed.
And if they were white, they would not have shot them. And it was just so hard to get like past that. But one thing I do know about him is he also didn't vote, because I also didn't vote at the time. We would just sit around and argue about politics and not vote. Like, what was I doing with my life at this time?
It's wild to have an opinion about something you're not participating in.
I think at the time, too, I was trying, because whenever I am wrong about something morally, a part of me almost knows that I'm wrong about it.
Yeah.
So I'll like have to like, it's like I'll work stuff out before I like publicly talk about it, you know? And so it was at a time in my life where I was having conversations with conservatives almost to like prove myself right that I was wrong about some things.
Yeah.
And it helped me get to a certain place. Like some of the like transphobic shit that I believed, I had a like super MAGA boss at that bar I met the ex from, and like I would argue with him about trans people, and like because he was so annoying to argue with, I would be like, I haven't heard this argument. I'm going to look it up. And the next day I'd come into work and be like, so you know how you said that trans people after they transition still kill themselves at higher rates? So if you look into this study, it's because people are still hate criming them and trying to kill them. And he would just kind of like, whenever he'd be wrong, he'd just kind of have a little meltdown tantrum because he was a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
That guy fucking sucked. But like, it helped me kind of like figure out that I was wrong and I was just like being fed propaganda about some stuff. You know, and then find tangible ways to argue it. Because I got to a place, even with the like kids transitioning thing, where I'd get to a place with people like that where I would like kind of hit a wall where I'm like, because they all want to hear facts, but it was so hard to find facts at the time because like the internet was designed to give you false information that seemed legit.
And even more so now.
Yeah.
Fucking AI overviews and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't...
No one even clicks links anymore.
If you don't use
Drives me up
AI,
the
it's
wall.
not hard. Stop using AI. But like, that's besides the point. It was a time in my life where I was kind of working stuff out. But like, I also like, I feel like at some point in your life, you choose a path. I don't feel bad for like grown adults that are actively causing harm. Like that boss I was complaining about right now
What
that
if
I had.
some of them could get a piece of information that would undo the whole thing? What if one of them has a trans kid and realizes they were fucking wrong the whole time? And
Well, that boss in particular he lacked empathy. Like, he was a bad
yeah,
like,
there
if
are
he
some
had bodies
people
under
who-
his bar that he'd, like, chopped up or girls in the basement, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, he was a bad person. He'd never come around.
Yeah.
And I don't think every single person that's conservative is like that, but I think when you have done enough harm, you deserve your karma.
I just also think that karma comes to you regardless of whether
I also
you
think that.
make it come for you.
I also think that.
Like,
And I think if some kid who
I think if you have
is
it,
sleeping with you and has feelings for you and you're disregarding them, and then they see you in the news actively stripping them of their rights and safety and freedom, but then you still feel like you have access to their body in the dark, like, fuck you. You should be outed. I'm not saying I'm doing it,
right.
but like, if somebody wants to,
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe if you are personally being taken advantage of by one of these people, you know, you're entitled to your own actions and feelings, I suppose.
Yeah.
I just, generically speaking, I feel like you're taking away someone's autonomy. You're violating their privacy.
They're taking away our autonomy.
But like, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. Like, you can't just. This is the weapon of the enemy. This
Or
is the weapon of the
sometimes
enemy.
you gotta
we do
cut
not
out the
use
cancer
it.
so it stops spreading to the rest
But
of the
that's
body.
not how it works. Sometimes you cut the cancer out and it spreads anyway. Because sometimes cutting out the cancer makes it more strong.
Fine, hit it with chemo and hope for the best. Whatever. Like, I just, this is my thing too. I am not condoning that anyone
Right.
out people. I am not saying don't do it if you really want to do it. I think on the left, we have this reputation of, you know how the fucking conservatives are always like, oh, the tolerant left, and oh, the pussy ass snowflake left.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're also always saying so much for the tolerant left.
I think a
because-
big problem on the left is sometimes, not every person on the left is like this, because there are plenty of people that lack empathy on the left as well, but a lot of like reasonable people on the left are really good people. You know, they're good, genuine people that want to do good, but it's also like at what cost, because sometimes too much empathy isn't the best thing.
Yeah.
I think
Empathy without boundaries is self-destruction.
and look, this is the way I have approached life, right? Like, and this is something that's really helped me.
This is just the Libra in you.
Probably. Yeah. But balance is important.
Yeah, it is.
Like, we don't have balance right now because we have the fucking establishment Democrats that aren't doing anything
They
to fight
suck.
this shit.
Yeah, they're the
they're
worst.
just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not gonna do anything.
They're like, we're not going to make anything
Then
better.
you have to
but we're
fight.
also
You
not
have
going to
to
make anything worse.
You have to fight. You have to actually actively fight shit
You
like
do.
this.
You do.
Sometimes violence needs to be hit with other
But don't
violence.
you think
Like-
that like these people specifically probably have worse skeletons in their closet than being gay? Like, don't you think there's a
Yeah.
better attack? Don't you think there's a better thing we
Well,
could
if someone
use?
knows they're like a PDF file, cool, out them for that. That's
Yeah,
I think
I would
more
rather
important.
talk about that.
I think that's
I just
usually
don't want
the
to. I don't
problem.
want to teach like young closeted queer people that like you could potentially say something or do something that would make everyone feel like it's acceptable to make fun of you for being queer, because like
Yeah, this is the other thing too, though. Like, if you have a friend that you know is queer, and maybe you're not even close with this person, and you might disagree with them on a lot of stuff if you're younger, and they've confided that in you, and maybe they're like trying to figure it out, they're not really actively doing harm, like, don't say anything. But like, also, I think especially when you're a kid, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I think if there's any younger people watching this, I used to hate when people would talk to me like I was a dumb kid when I was a kid, and I don't want it to come across that way. But like, also, when I was a teenager and like in my early 20s, you're still developing as a human, and you're growing into a person. And I feel like almost everyone who's younger has shitty views, especially our generation,
Fact.
Like, and the older the generations get, like, it was even worse with their views, like, that's what progress is. But like, I feel like when you're younger, maybe don't out people. I don't think that's helpful at all. Grown ass fucking adults that are actively doing harm, though, I'm not saying do that, but if you have the desire to, do it, but also tread lightly, because if somebody has a big platform and they're tied to powerful people, they could come after you for it too. So you always know who you're dealing with, and tread lightly. But I think queer people, that out-closeted queer people that are causing harm to the community as a whole, I applaud them, and I think it's brave.
Well, I mean, I played a little more into my being against this than I am, because I feel like there's exceptions to every rule.
Yeah.
But I was taking the nay side of the debate.
Yes, yeah.
So I wanted to really play into that. But obviously, the first episode of this podcast is us saying J.K. Rowling
That's
is a
also
trans
true.
guy. Like, clearly,
and allegedly, we don't know that. But also, fuck J.K. Rowling.
Do we know that? Like, I don't know. Go check it out. Maybe we have a good argument.
Yeah, we should almost redo that episode.
So obviously, I think that, like, sure, there are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
But I think the rule should be not to out anyone. And I think every once in a while, there's a time and a place. Maybe it's a pastor who's got a thumb up Trump's ass and is helping pass, like, let's kill all the trans kids laws. If that person is closeted, that person, we need to use every bullet we have, whether it be rhetoric or otherwise.
I mean, it's already
to take
out.
that person down.
It's already out that Trump is like likes to diddle kids and like hurt children. So like, I don't know that would even help with Trump.
Right.
But I get you. I think there should be no rules. Fuck the law. Donald Trump doesn't follow the law. Like, I'm obviously not telling people like go out and break laws, but like around this topic in particular, like I think people should do what they feel is right.
Yeah.
And I think most out queer people that are sleeping with DL people, I feel like they could have a good level of judgment whether or not. I've never seen an incident of a queer person that's out sleeping with a DL person that is harmful, that they outed, where I'm like, oh no, I disagree. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also just think, like, don't sleep with DL people. Like, what do you...
I also think, let them be incels.
What are you doing?
Why are you giving them any ass?
There's too many people who have, like, a fetish for, like, turning the straight guy or whatever the fuck. Like... there's openly gay people you can fuck.
Yeah, literally.
There's so many. They're not that hard to sleep with.
Yeah. Unless, if you're getting paid, get your bag. But like, if you're just doing this for funsies, what are you doing, bitch? Get your money and
if you're just,
charge
like,
them.
on Grindr for fun.
Either tell them to go die alone and not get laid. Yeah. Or get your bag if you're going to do that. Yeah. Like, charge these motherfuckers. If you're going to not out these people, make them pay. Make them pay. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah. Get the however many tens of grands Charlie Kirk spent on that trans girl before he, bit the bullet.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're getting paid, get your bag. Get it from them.
Yeah.
If they're not paying you, stop fucking these people. Please. Stop.
Yeah.
It makes them more powerful every time they bust.
it makes them more ashamed of themselves, which makes them more angry at themselves.
Yeah,
which
but if
makes
they're
them
not-
want to hurt people
But
more.
I think
I'm agreeing with you,
yeah, okay.
bitch. Listen to me. Literally agreeing with you. It makes you said it every time they bust. It makes them more powerful. I'm explaining why.
Anyways, I grew up in an argumentative household, okay?
You can't argue when I'm
And
agreeing with you.
You're right.
You're like, why?
I was gonna have an argument about it though.
I know. I'm saying you're right.
If I had the energy for it, I don't have the energy to be a debate lord, and I don't think it actually helps, but I think I'd be a good debate lord if I
yeah.
really studied the art of it, because it's a skill like
It
that
is.
you have to learn.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I mastered the skill, like took some classes.
I think if you were debating a year ago, you could have made Charlie Kirk cry.
yeah.
Like I think you would have stomped the floor with him. You would have had so many facts and stats and figures. You'd have just gone out there and been like, I don't care, blah blah blah, blah. I don't care about your bullshit, Charlie. Like it would have been hilarious.
I would have made Charlie Kirk kill himself on accident, probably.
Probably.
I would have made that man cry.
You definitely would have made him cry.
On camera.
100%. And then he would have lost everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like, I don't know, do we have anything else to say?
Basically, me and Chloe, when we do have a disagreement on something, we mostly either come to a middle ground or an agreement. And
Yeah.
we're going to be doing these more often, but I think a debate shouldn't be, let's argue over whether or not someone has rights. Like, I think it, and I think,
black people be pilots? Whoa.
yeah, should women be able to vote?
Fucking Charlie Kirk bullshit.
Should you be allowed to marry a 14-year-old or whatever? I don't know.
people be allowed to transition?
Yeah, like,
Shut up.
shit like that's stupid, but
Yeah.
I would also never pass laws around, like, it's okay to out people, if they
No
have this many
punishment for outing queer people.
I would never like argue that
Yeah.
we should do that, but like I think we're in a time right now where
To stop certain types of people, you got to use whatever weapon you have available. And
Yeah.
if that's just knowing a fact about them, that they have been sucking a lot of dicks or whatever, then fucking whatever.
Yeah,
But, you gotta wield these tools with care.
yeah,
You can't just, the second you start swinging it, it's easy to just, you're going to lop off some accidental potential future heroes and allies.
This is the thing about people.
Because some of the people who are incredibly vocally anti something, when they realize they're wrong, go so hard in the other direction
And I agree with
become
that.
like champions.
I think a lot of the time, I'm gonna use from our example from in our Ariel Scarcella episode that we did.
Yeah.
There was a very young trans boy that
Yes.
we had mentioned, who had kind of like collabed with her early in YouTube days,
Yeah.
and he was freshly 18 and she was a creep with him. She did
Yeah.
a like genital
Show me
reveal
your
with this like
genitals.
freshly 18 trans boy that's like, she's in her 30s at the time and he's freshly 18. It was just like a weird thing. But that
I
kid,
can't even imagine. Like, I've got some students who are about to turn 18. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
That makes me disgusted.
weird. Teenagers, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in your 30s. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah. That's like, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
It'd be like if I was like, do you want to show me your genitals on camera? Like,
Yeah, weird. And like she did take that video down, but he some years later made a video being like, like I felt so bad for the kid too, because he was just like, it was really weird of her, and me and my friends all kind of felt like some of the things were weird, but like we also just said yes. And I'm like, but you guys were kids. Like
Yeah.
I know they're legally adults, but like you just turned 18 years
Yeah.
old, you're a child.
I think there should be like a second category of,
I do too. Like
you're not quite an adult, you're not a child anymore, but like 18 to 25, there should be like a new buffer zone added.
Yeah.
Like,
And depending on the ages and stuff, and then like maybe like 22 up to like, in the 30s,
Yeah.
depending, and like,
weird
you
sliding
know,
scale kind of thing.
like, and then everybody that's over 30, like, do what you want. But like,
Right.
I don't know. I just see people under the age of 30 a lot of the times as like
They
children.
look like babies.
A lot of them do.
We went to that concert the other day.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, are these people allowed to be here?
Yeah, literally.
These people look
and
like
they're
they're
all
in
21 and up. It was
diapers.
a
Like,
21 and up thing.
it's insane. Some of those
Yeah.
people straight up
Some
looked
of them-
15.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if kids are getting younger.
I
Or if we're just old.
We might just be old. I don't know, bitch. I feel like I looked older at that age.
It makes me so much more disgusted with the men who date like 20-year-olds and shit.
Yeah, or the
Like,
ones that date
it was
fresh
already
late.
yes. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought it was gross, but I was like, when I was 18, I was like, I don't know, she's hot. But like, now that I'm in my 30s, I don't even look at 18-year-olds and think they're hot.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
They
They look like
it's
babies.
aged out of me.
And even when I meet somebody who like looks a little bit older at that age, you start talking to them and you can tell they're young.
Nothing.
You can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
How are you
They
attracted
don't know anything.
to that? Yeah.
They've never lived on their own.
They're still figuring out their life
Their
and who
parents
they
are still paying for everything.
They don't
They're
have, like-
barely people.
Yeah.
You're just trying to like get them to switch from their parents to you without ever developing a sense of autonomy.
Yeah.
You want to trap them.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
If
Anyway.
I can't take you to a bar and having a normal adult conversation with you, I'm not interested.
100%. Fully agree.
Like, I just where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so that kid had made a video. He was like, you know, I got into a lot of the like trans medicalist shit because of her, and like I regret it. I feel terrible about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like people in the cuz he was like 21 years old making this.
Yeah.
So I think he was at an age where he was figuring out like, oh, maybe I'd done some wrong. Like that kid, if that kid was like in the closet before he came out as a man, you know, and like someone had like that would have been terrible, you know, because he's a kid, you know, and he came around too. It's not like he was full blown fucking alt-right Nazi,
Right.
you know, like there's levels to it, and like that's just my moral compass with it, you know, but also a grown ass man, like a fucking 35-year-old that's making like $250,000 a month off of grifting and spreading propaganda to get the community killed. I don't care if someone outs them.
Yeah.
And if they kill themselves, if they want to pussy out that way, whatever. That's your karma. Like, sometimes you have to play dirty. And I feel like we have played very clean and it's not getting us fucking anywhere.
I think when the most evil side is playing incredibly dirty, then
You have to
it
fucking
makes
match
sense
their
to-
energy.
You got to get in the dirt.
This
You got to
is-
get in the mud.
This is something I know
Gotta
about bullies.
Dirty them up.
You have to match their energy or they'll keep fucking with you.
It's true. But there's also multiple ways to fight. And
There's more. We're
you
beyond
know,
the point of having clean
I-
fights right now.
I didn't say clean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I got bullied in middle and high school. Not for very long, but like
Mm-hmm.
people would try to like fuck with me, usually like potentially physically. And I was not a fighter. I am still not a fighter,
Uh-huh.
but I'm very good with words.
Yeah.
And I would say things to these people that made them want to never come near me again.
And sometimes that works.
Yeah.
Also, where your bullies spewing propaganda all over the internet and making fascism rise in the United States, and you know, like that would
Some of them are now.
Well, if any of them wanted to fuck you pre-transition, you should out them. I'm kidding.
As far as I know, they did not.
Yeah, but also,
But maybe
you
that's
know,
why they were bullying. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in
Yeah.
people's heads.
I think it's different in like some school situations. You know, like
Yeah.
if someone's actively trying to get you to like kill yourself in school and like bully, fighting. My mom used to, you know what my mom used to tell me? Because you said like I'm not a fighter and I like don't fight. Because I used to get my ass kicked in elementary school specifically, right? And my mom used to tell me all the time, like, I'm letting you know if you get hit, hit them back. I will not be mad at you.
That was my dad's advice always too.
You know, that was always my mom's advice. And I didn't listen to her until eventually, like, I moved schools. My mom moved me to a different school district with, like, nice kids. Not all the snobby farm kids, you know? And, like, I made friends, and they would give me advice on, like, how to not get bullied. It was partially some of the weird stimming shit I would do, you know? And, like, little things. They'd be like, hey, like, don't do that. You get bullied. But also, they'd be like, if someone hits you, hit them back. And I'd be like, fuck, maybe my mom was right. And honestly, standing up to my bullies kept me from getting fucked with the next 4 years I was in school until I got sent away. You know,
there was one kid in particular that I did punch very hard repeatedly on the bus because he knocked my glasses off my face and hit my brother with a backpack.
Yeah.
And I don't think that kid ever bullied anyone again.
Exactly. And this is the thing, even
That
if you
kid regretted.
even if you lose the fight, there was a girl who I got my shit rocked, right? But like she I guess she would always pick a new like freshman girl. She was like a junior or senior, and then she would just fuck with
She's
that
gone
girl.
through some shit.
Because we hung out with all the other like emo and goth kids at this one area, and she was trying to like run me out of that area and like intimidate me. And I remember I told my mom about it, and she was like, well, if she hits you, you're gonna hang out at that spot, and like if she hits you, hit her back. And I was like, all right. I went to school. I've told you this story. I went to school the next day, and this bitch was big. Like big.
Yeah.
Like big.
Yeah.
Like a little bit taller than me. Hefty bitch.
Yeah.
I used to wear trip pants, and I had a pair of pants with a chain you could take off of it. And I was like, okay, if she hits me, or like, my first thing is if she gets in my face, I'm just gonna like, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I was gonna like get the chain around her neck so she would just like, give up. And then I would just like let go of it. And then like, if she hit me, she'd be a little weak and I could hit her back. I don't know what I was fucking thinking. Okay. I was scared, but I was like, I'm going to fucking fight
Can't
this bitch.
pre-plan a fight. You got to be present.
I got to school early, like really early. I set my backpack down. She came up to me and she was like, hey, like, I told you not to fucking hang out here anymore. Get the fuck out. And I was like, I'm staying right here. Fuck you. She comes up to me and I was like, all right, here we go. And like, I had the chain ready to go and this bitch headlocked me. And she had a massive arm. This bitch was big. As soon as she got me in that headlock, it was a few seconds before I was like, I'm gonna die. I can't breathe. And I kind of was trying to hit her in the stomach. That was doing no damage. And I like couldn't breathe. I was like, I'm gonna die. And thankfully a teacher came and like broke it up and we ended up in the fucking, the principal's office. And after the principal talks to us, we get our punishments. She turns to me and was like, hey, I heard you don't like so-and-so. It was this one girl I had some beef with at school. She's like, I kind of don't fucking like that bitch either. And I fuck with you. Like, do you want to be friends? And I was like, is this bitch insane? And I was like, no, you just tried to kill me. She's like, it wasn't that and I was like, no.
It was,
I was like,
that was serious to me.
I was like, we can be chill. I'm good. Thanks for not killing me. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
And like, that was the end of it. But like, even if you get your shit rocked, if you stand up for yourself, people respect it. Even if you get your shit rocked. The fact that you didn't just lay over and take, that's why no one likes the Democrats. They lay over and take it.
Just bend over.
They bend over and take it and then take their money and don't give a fuck what they've done. They're pussies.
Yeah. They're controlled opposition.
I'd rather have some left-leaning politician that like at least puts up a fight and tries.
I would love that. Yeah.
Even if they don't win every time, someone who puts an effort in, that's what we fucking need. Mm-hmm. And that's what we need from people, like common day people, I remember when you were like, this was like a year and a half ago, I think. And you were like, you were like, you were saying like sometimes when you walk around and you can feel people clock you as trans. And I told you, I remember I gave you advice. I was like, I don't know exactly what that's like, but I do know one thing about most people, especially men, when you make eye contact with somebody, even in a friendly way, it doesn't have to be a like mad dog thing that I do, but like when you like look at someone, smile, lock eyes with them, it humanizes you. And then immediately people kind of bitch out. Cause like a person like that's being judgy and they don't even know you and they're just like, and you're not bothering anyone. That person's looking for a fight. And if you even do something like subtle, like just making eye contact and being like, I'm here, I'm a person, I see you, I am acknowledging your existence, and now you have to acknowledge mine. Like, the eyes are the windows to the soul, like, and I don't know if you really gave me an update on how that advice worked out for you, but like, like sometimes just like not like a predator or a bully, like if you have your head down and you look weak, they're gonna come at you. If you kind of like even the slightest like stand up and go no, they're gonna give up and go after someone else weaker. If we all stood up and said, no, you're not going to fuck with us. I'm sorry for the long rant. I'm very passionate about topics like this.
I know. Yeah.
And I think it's a big problem on the left that we have a bunch of closeted, dumb, fake-ass fucking queers that are, like, actively harming our community because they're jealous that they're too pussy to fucking come out and be themselves.
Do we have that on the left?
No, like, we have that on the right. I'm talking about, like, is it okay to out conservatives is the topic, right? Yeah. Because we have people that are, like, actively harming the community and they're too afraid to be themselves. Like, if we all, I'm not saying outing them's necessarily the answer, but I think it could be kind of helpful in some scenarios. I think there's other ways even to fight them. But,
Yeah.
you know, I think if somebody is sleeping with one of these people and they maybe have their feelings involved and this person's playing them.
Yeah.
And then they're seeing them on the news.
But
And
also
that
the-
person's actively
But
being...
also, the person who outs that person, their life is now in danger. These
And
are
that's-
powerful, connected people.
And that's why I say tread lightly. You know, I'm not saying people should
know?
do this because
You can't
I'm
just
more
out
worried about...
somebody who has connections to foreign militaries
Yeah.
and like terrorist organizations
Yeah,
and
you can be...
billions of dollars, and
I also think people
you're
that do
just
it...
a fucking person that had sex once. Like,
I'm just saying, I think people that do that are ballsy too.
definitely, yeah.
Or tight vaginas. Or, you know, what's the, like, vagina version of ballsy?
I don't know, plump.
Yeah, fat pussy. Fat pussy. What's the
Wop.
opposite of being a pussy? Fat pussy.
Being a wop.
Being a wop. Wet ass, fat pussy.
A
Wet
waff.
ass P word. Shout out to Ben Shapiro and his closeted ass.
A wasp. Anyway,
Anyways, that's my take on that. So
there we go.
let us know in the comments if you
Maybe there's
agree,
a-
disagree with anything we said.
Maybe outing the most terrifying conservatives, specifically politicians, is the only path forward until we get to a better world, at
Yeah.
which point we revert back to a let's not fucking out people, it's not chill policy.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe all things have a time and a place. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm living too far in an idealistic future, as I always do. Maybe I am from the future.
Maybe bitch, I tell you, you're
have
from
been
not
there.
of this world sometimes.
I don't feel like I belong
Yeah.
in this time and place.
You just, you know, you're more forward thinking than most people.
Yeah, I feel like I'm already there. And then I just have to like snap back to the real world and be like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's still this one.
We're fighting
This
some
one sucks.
we're fighting some ugly shit right now.
Yeah. But it's nice to know that at least in my head, we one day get there.
This is one thing I will say. If you know someone's a pedophile,
I mean,
out that person.
definitely out them.
Out
Yeah.
them.
Out them 100%.
And a lot of these
Please.
conservatives, a lot of them aren't queer. A lot of them are pedophiles.
yeah, that's true.
I think that's the most important thing. I think that's the takeaway from it.
You know what? I'm in 100% agreement with you on that. No arguments. Out all pedophiles.
Yeah.
Please.
I think that's the most important thing.
no pedophiles allowed.
Yeah.
Great. Same page club.
Yeah.
Glad we have a takeaway. All right. Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
to
thanks for
our
listening.
Debate.
Like,
first ever
leave a
released debate on Lady and the Trans podcast.
Yeah. Chloe versus Laura. Don't debate Nazis. There's no point in it.
Yeah.
You're not going to find middle ground with those people.
Yeah, it's
Do
like-
have conversations with people on the left that are civil.
Yeah. I had a debate with somebody on the phone the other night and convinced her not to vote for Spencer Pratt. So
Yep.
I helped swing the election.
I overheard it, and thank God. I overheard parts of that conversation. I was like, I'm not going to chime in because I'm going to ruin what you're doing. You have more patience than I do.
Yeah.
You have much more patience.
Look, you can truly change anyone's mind if you treat them as a human and find any middle ground.
Yeah.
Any middle ground. Anything
like
you can
that you
come back
can.
to and agree on.
You can't find middle ground with Nazis, though.
No, not with
Yeah.
Nazis. Not with Nazis. That's true. All right. We love you.
All right.
Send us an
Subscribe to our
email.
Patreon.
Leave a comment. Let us know if you liked
Like, comment,
this.
subscribe.
We'll do more of this type of shit in the future.
Yeah.
Lady in the Trans Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes.
Follow our Patreon, Lady in the Trans Podcast. And we will be back another time.
Yep.
I think that's all.
Love you.
Love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Lady and the Trans Podcast. Where we believe in science. We don't believe